Hello students, I'm going to talk to you today about how you can present your zoo plaque information creatively. And remember, it really is up to you how you display your information. Remember that the purpose is to both entertain and inform your audience. So think about the sort of people that would go to a zoo, what sort of things they'd like to see, what sort of things they'd like to read. So I've got my information about a blue whale and it's already on the computer for me so that I can copy and paste it across. I also have two pictures of a blue whale and I have the distribution map of a blue whale. So really I've got everything I need to now present my information. So the first part of this video is going to show you how to display it using Word. So I've gone here to New, and then when you click on New, you've got all of these wonderful templates. And you can use any template that you think is going to help your information look great. But the two that I think would work quite well is number one is this brochure, because I could put my three pictures here. I could have blue whale, map blue whale, heading blue whale, and then I could have my information here under some nice subheadings. So I think that would work quite well. But then I've also got this one here, and I know it says family update, but it does have this nice string of 4 pictures up the top, and then it has these 2 pictures here, and then it has room for all of your information here. So I think that one would look quite good as well. For today, because I've only got my 2 pictures and my map, I'm going to choose the brochure, and let's see how that comes up. So I'm going to double click that, and it's going to come up here, and I'm going to change this to blue whale. And I could change the color of that background if I wish, and I might even have that over 2 sections here. So I'm doing my plaque on the blue whale. Now, very simply, to have the pictures that you want here, I'm going to do that 2-finger click. Remember, that's 2 fingers together in the middle of your trackpad. And then I'm going to go to change picture from file. And then I save all the things that I only use sometimes on my desktop, so I can quickly delete it afterwards. So I've got this nice Antarctic whale pictures here. So I'm going to go with this one here. And then I'm going to resize so it fits nicely. Give me one sec. Didn't want to be nice then. So, see how it now matches the size, but I've got an issue here where it doesn't fit the way I wanted. So I can go to crop, and that's going to let me now move it back across, and I want most of his face in rather than his flipper. Maybe cut off a little bit of his nose, and I'm going to go enter. And now it's there. So it's in the same format as everything else. Whoops. Now it is. See how it's matching there. So it is important to have things matching, and it can just be little things like that that will help you. So crop tool helped me there. I'm going to have my map here, I think, just so the 2 whales aren't touching each other. So I'm going to change this picture from file, and then I've got my map here. So this map shows me my distribution of the blue whale. Now, I'm going to have this one not quite matching everything else, just so I can get in all of my information. But I think because I've centered it there, it still looks okay. And what you can do to make sure it's perfectly centered is just make sure your box matches these 2 boundaries, and then I've pressed my center button, and that will have it center justified. And I still think that looks really nice, especially with the white background. And then now I'm going to change this, and this is my last one. Okay, and once again I'm going to make this bigger. Now it's the same size, and then I'm going to 2-finger click, and I'm going to crop, and I'm going to move it across and I think there looks quite nice. And then I'm going to press enter, and now I've got this really nice looking top. I've got two pictures, I've got my map here, and then I can place some information here. Alright, so I've got my information on a Word document, so I'm going to copy and paste that across, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so I've now put my information that I had previously researched into this template. It was as simple as just typing it into the appropriate areas, changing the formatting and changing the color. This is all stuff that you're used to, so you highlight things as you need them. You can change the font, you can change the color, you can change the size to match what you'd like the look of your piece to be. So I've put my quick facts section here. I've put subheadings with answer next to it. And then I've put my information below. So this is my series of sentences or short paragraphs that tell me some more information about my animal and what makes it unique. So this is how you could use Word to make that plot style informative about your chosen animal. Next, we'll look at how you could use PowerPoint to achieve a similar thing. Some of you have been wondering how you can share Word documents on Seesaw. If you can't figure it out after this tutorial, feel free to just email it to me. However, there is a way, and I'll show you now. What you need to do is you click on File, and then click on this Save As button. And then instead of Word document, I want you to click on PDF, and Seesaw will accept PDF documents. So whether it's your Word or your PowerPoint, you can export it as a PDF and then send it to us on Seesaw. Okay, now we're going to look at PowerPoint and how we can use PowerPoint to create our zoo plaques. So like with Word, if you click on New, you get a range of templates that you can choose from. So you could choose blank and you can make it look exactly how you want it to look, or you can use one of these templates to help you with the design elements. So I'm going to look for something that looks a little bit like the ocean. So this circuit looks a little bit like the ocean to me. And you can see it jumps me into a title page here, which is great. However, for the zoo plaques, you might choose to change the layout of the slide. So click on this layout button up here, and you can see this drop down arrow, and then you can choose something that suits you. So I can look over here, and 3 columns with a little bit of information might be something that suits me, or I could use the 2 pictures side by side, or I could do one big picture here with some information on the side there. All right, why don't we play around with the 3 picture column and see how that looks. So I've still got my heading of the blue whale. That's still the animal that I'm investigating, but I don't need it quite that large. So maybe I'll make that a bit smaller and center that. Now, I can click on the icon to add picture. So I'm going to do this one on this side, and then I'm going to change this one to my map, and that's going to have make them a little bit different to each other. So that's nicely in there, but what we might have to do is play around with the formatting of that. So I might have to crop and see how it's cutting out quite a bit. So I might need to reduce it, but we can change this later just so it all gets in there. Alright, and now I've got my map nicely in there. And now I'm going to go to this one. So now I've got some pictures in there. I can move these up so that they are using the right amount of space, and perhaps even I can stretch them so that my map is a bit more visible. And there we go. It's starting to look a little bit better. And with my text here, what I could do, instead of having 3 different pieces of text, I could change this, or I could try and combine it. So all this little playing around stuff that you'll get better and better at the more you use the program. So I might put facts, and then I might even delete this, and then I'm actually going to have this going all the way over there, all the way over here, all the way over there, and this one's going to go here and here. Now, like before, I'll put in my information and I'll show you how I did it, and then we'll see if it is a good end result. So I just wanted to show you through those formatting parts, because that's the bits where you have the most trouble, and then show you what this end result might look like. Okay, so I've typed in my information, and you can see now that I've got my facts column here, and then I've got my information in short sentences and paragraphs here, and I think the end result's really great. I've got my picture of my distribution map, I've got 2 images of the blue whale, I've got all the information required, and I think I've maximized my space. You might notice that I did move the heading up, I moved the pictures up, and then I moved these subheadings up and made these boxes bigger. That was simply through some text box resizing and then making sure it all fits in. So play around once you've got all your information in there, and then you can really make it how you'd like to look. And then, considering you're doing 3 animals, what you could do is you could go new slide, and then you can go duplicate slide, and you'll see now I've got the formatting exactly the same as my blue whale, but I can do my next animal, and that will save you a lot of the formatting work that you just did on the first one. So you could even do that a 3rd time, and then you've got 3 animals here. Okay. One thing I know you've been having difficulties with is then sharing this information on Seesaw. If you can't figure it out or would just prefer to email it to me, that's fine, but there is a way to do it. What you do is you click on File, which will be on the top left of your page, and then you go to Export, and then see how it's now a PDF file. Seesaw allows PDF files. Okay, I won't be able to correct a PDF file, but I will be able to see it, which is great. So if you want to upload it to Seesaw, so you've got that record of it on Seesaw, then that's what you do. Looking forward to seeing all of your amazing Zooplarks. You've got until Monday to get those finished, and then I want us to be able to share these with the group on Monday. So please, to your inquiry workshop next week, bring your Zooplarks, have them ready on your computer so that you can show the rest of the group. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks. Bye.